wanna be down with the king.
It's the Sports Kings.
Sports Kings. Big Mike.
He might fall off the wagon in the next 10 minutes.
And Rob Calloway.
It's about bringing talent. It's not about all the flash and glitz and glam.
Not your average sports talk show. The Sports Kings.
This is NFL legend, Work Done.
This your boy D. Howard, a.k.a. Superman.
I'm Jerome Bettis, the bus.
It's Cam Newton. Holla at your boy, already.
This is Hank Aaron, and I'm down with the king.
Tell a friend, Kings is back.
Yeah, right back. Now, normally, by the way, this is the Sports Kings podcast once again on your Monday. Rob Calloway, Big Mike, or reverse. I'm Big Mike. He's Rob Calloway. Whatever. We're being heard via Spreaker.com. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter right now, as a matter of fact, at Sports Kings Live. So you can Instagram us, stupid pictures while we're talking. You can tweet us. You can email us at sportskingslive@gmail.com. Now, usually the way that'll go, that little transition will go, we'll have a little element there, some sort of promo. Hopefully, here shortly, commercials that'll take us from first hour to second hour. So it's not just like, okay, here's the outro music, and we'll talk. And then, boom, here's the intro right back in your face. You know, we're working on these things. But what's most important for us right now and today is to make sure that we are doing the show live and that we will continue to do the show live. Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. We're going to try to get our likes up and our listens up and our downloads up and all those great things so that we can, take this thing to the next level. This is the current evolution of the Sports Kings live show. The Sports Kings podcast, now Sports Kings Live. I think that's a thing now, Rob. I think now we can officially call it Sports Kings Live because, I think that's the thing. Yeah, because it's now evolved from just being a recorded podcast to two idiots talking for 2 hours straight live into your smartphone or your PC or your laptop or your MacBook or whatever. All right. Quick recap of the first hour before we move on here. We are now down, ladies and gentlemen, to the Final Four in the NBA playoffs. And the Atlanta Hawks, our hometown Atlanta Hawks. That feels funny saying that because I don't want to give anybody the perception that I'm claiming to be some fan, and I'm not. I've always considered myself a supporter of the teams here in Atlanta because it is my hometown, but not necessarily the guy who has the gear and ride, like they say, ride or die with the team and all that kind of stuff. Nah, I just pay attention. And I support when I can.
You be throwing your hawk up. After the game.
What you mean?
On Instagram.
What? How you do that?
Out to the Hawks.
You throw your hawk up? Well, yeah, that's part of it. That's part of the support thing. I thought it was like a gang sign. I was like, nah, I don't have that one.
I'm talking about your head. I'm talking about your head game.
Oh.
You be throwing your hawk. You throw your hawk up. Your hawk head. You be throwing it on your head.
Yeah, but see, that's part of the support. You know what I mean? But. Yeah. Like, you're not going to catch me. You ain't going to catch me getting into no argument with nobody over the Hawks. You know what I mean? Well, probably I will. Probably a Hawks fan. Yeah, that'd probably be the argument. Like, me and a Hawks fan would be arguing about something crazy. Which, by the way, I'm going to mention something, too. Because the Hawks fan, you're not alone. When we talk about this Rockets game and this Clippers-Rockets series, yeah, I got a little something for the people who are, quote-unquote, air quotes, Rockets fans as well. But, yeah, so we spent the majority of the hour last hour, just kind of bigging up the home team, showing our support. I thought Rob was going to get a little bit more gushy than he did. He got pretty gushy on me, but not as gushy as I thought he was going to get because I kind of sprung it on him. I didn't tell him beforehand, which I rarely tell him anything before we do the shows. I like the spontaneity.
I'm just saying, man. It's just one of those things. I'm happy for the Hawks.
But you know what it sounds like, though. You know what it feels like. It has this overall feeling of like I what did I say? Like last week, like that waiting for that shoe to drop thing. You know what I mean? Waiting for Al Horford to break his Achilles tendon or something. See, there it is. That's the thing that's supposed to happen to us right there.
I'm happy for Al. I'm happy for Jeff. Those guys, they've been around. I mean, Al, the longest tenure Hawk, I'm very proud for them. I'm proud for the franchise. I'm happy for the city, but, the God honest truth is, Mike, dude, I've watched franchises come into existence and go on longer, better runs than the Hawks if ever, since they've been in Atlanta. So it's just like my bar is still high. I'm very happy for the Hawks. But this can't be the be all end all right here though.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
There's a certain level of appreciation and
Oh,
a
yeah,
certain
and I
level
do.
of
And I
understanding
do.
that you have to have that this team wasn't supposed to be here.
Going back to Antoine Carr,
See,
Cliff
now
Levin,
stop that.
and Doc
This guy,
Rivers.
that's the part. That's the part. I'm gonna make it my
Dominic-
mission. I'm gonna make it my mission
No,
for that
no,
stuff
I'm
to
just
go
saying
away.
That's how long I've been riding with the Hawks.
I
No,
know,
I'm
but
saying
everyone
that's how
says
long-
that, Rob. Everyone who's like you says that same thing, and that's supposed to be some sort of prerequisite to
Okay.
why you can't go all in for this team. And it can't be like those teams
No,
were those
but
teams. That's what they were.
But no. But I'm saying I'm not going no hard. I'm not going hard. I'm not going hard for nobody. I'm just saying 'cause this team right here has done more than any of those teams ever did. So that's not the case. I'm just saying, like, I have a very high level of appreciation. You know what I'm saying? I can't take nothing away from the Hawks. But it just, I'm not one of these dudes that's just go hang my hat on this moment right here. You know what I'm saying? Because what you what you tweet the other day, finish the drill. So it's like I just can't hang my hat on this.
But that's coming
and be
from me.
dancing around.
That's the outside in perspective. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying no. You let the Hawks win the East. You let them win the East. I'm a crip walk. I'm a crip walk on tape and put it on Instagram. I'm a crip walk. I'm gonna do whatever.
Now you're gonna make me root against the Hawks now, because I don't think anyone wants to see. I don't want to see you crip walking on Instagram. I don't want to see that.
I'm just saying. I'll do something special. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what's important. Win the East. You know what I'm saying? Win the East. Because I don't want, at the end of the day, when everybody talking about this season, everybody talking about, yeah, we won 60 games, but then we lost in the East, in the Eastern Conference. Win the East. Let's go to the finals. Let's go see Steph. Or Josh and Harden and D Howard. Like, let's do that. You know what I'm saying? Let's do that, and then I'll go downtown and go streaky. Let's do it.
All right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right along here.
Yeah, finish the drill.
So before we move on to this thing that happened last night, let's go back to Friday night, in which the Warriors took out the Grizzlies. They put the Grizzlies out of their misery to win that series 4-2. And if I was a smarter man, I would have had the score for you guys and what that score was from Friday night. But either way, it's Monday now, so we all know, as I just mentioned, we have a Final Four.
I'm sure it was a 20-point win, if I ain't mistaken. It might have been like 104 to 84 or something like that.
I mean, we don't have to guess. The game's over with. The Warriors won. They won convincingly. Seeing as though, and see, I'm gonna use everything. Matter of fact, let me do this. Let me go to my Instagram real quick and shout out to my guy, Big Bob Rathbun, the voice of the Atlanta Hawks TV broadcast, alongside one human highlight film himself, Dominique Wilkins. This is what Bob Rathbun at Rob, how do I call him, Rob Bathman, Bob Rathbun TV tweeted. Well, there's a screenshot from the Atlanta Hawks Instagram page of his tweet. Regular season threes made. Houston, 933. Golden State, 883. LA Clippers, 827. Cleveland, 826. And Atlanta Hawks, 818. Now, why am I reading this to you guys? This is why. Because certain people and idiots and people who are extra nostalgic about NBA basketball want to believe Charles Barkley and everyone who recites the idiot doctrine that he spreads, that you can't win no championship shooting all them threes. Well, it's going to happen. But regardless of which team you pick, it's going to happen, because that is what the game is now. Shoot the three ball. I'm going to get the same amount of points in 2 shots as you're going to get in 3. Run it. Yep. And so when we're talking about this Warrior-Grizzlies situation, Kevin Harlan brought the stat up during the game. Or was it Harlan that brought it up? Whoever was doing the game. Yeah. These dudes haven't in this nice little run, quote unquote, that the Grizzlies have been on, has never been over 22. 22 in 30 out of 30 teams in shooting the three ball. Yeah. Yep. Ain't no secret why you not advancing. You working too hard to get points. You working way too damn hard to get your points. So they talked about how now, Dave Yeager is the coach there. He was brought in. He was actually promoted when they let Lionel Hollins go, because Lionel Hollins wasn't about the sabermetrics. He was an old school coach. He liked to do it the old school way. Now you tell me from what I just said to you, how does that team look any different? How does that sound any different than what Lionel Hollins was doing? Yeah, we're gonna bang it inside with these two big dudes and have two dudes on the perimeter that can't shoot.
Yeah, the ball constantly it goes through them on every play.
And play this hard-nosed defense is what we're gonna do. Until what did I say when the Warriors went down 2-1? It's still written in my notes from that day. The narrative will change when dudes who make shots make shots.
Start hitting them. Yeah.
That's what happened. Dudes who make shots make shots. They made shots. Steph Curry made shots, cuz this dude outshot them. He outshot that team from the three by himself. Yep. He had one more three than the entire Grizzlies team. Yeah, that foolishness about, so you got to play hard-nosed defense, and then the game slows up. Yeah, you know what you do? Get buckets. A bunch of them. Many as you can. Then when the game's over with, see who got the most of them. You can get a bunch of twos. I'm going to get a bunch of these threes over here. And now we're looking at a Final Four of teams that shoot the ball from distance.
Yeah.
That's what it is. The game has just changed, man. And the people who don't want it to change, analytics is stupid. All right, sweet. Keep thinking that. I'll keep enjoying that wonderful thing that happens in Golden State when both of those backcourt dudes are on. Like, there's nothing better than that happening. When both of those dudes are just playing hot potato with the basketball and someone has to shoot it and you know it's going in, nothing is better than the days that happens. So you can keep your old, Zebo. Ain't no knock against that dude. He's a beast. He balls. Him, Marc Gasol, they do their thing. But, if you give me the choice, I'm going to take that thing out there in the Bay. I'm going to take that thing first. You feel me? They took care of that. Let me pull up the final notes on that situation so we can close the book on Memphis for the 2015 season. I just mentioned Steph Curry. He knocked him out with 32 points. One being from the other side of the basketball court just because he can, not because he needed to. It's just like, I ain't did nothing special in a couple minutes. Let me do this to you and really show you what's about to happen in this game. You're not about to win. It ain't even going to get close. I mentioned earlier, he finished the series with 25 three-pointers. Memphis had 24. Like, I'm sitting here reading it right now. Like, I just said it earlier off the top of my head, but just looking at it right now, it looks stupid. It looks weird, and I don't know. They got to fix that in the offseason. It's time. They got to find them a shooter, man. They got to find some dudes that can, to help those two dudes out down low. What is Gasol a free agent this year? I think Gasol may be a free agent this year as well.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
He is.
So they gonna have to find something to complement that if they can bring him back, which he's a Memphis dude. He's been there forever and ever. So, I feel like they should have a good chance of bringing him back.
Because I saw something that said that the Lakers were possibly interested in bringing in,
here's the thing, Rob.
The younger Gasol.
You're gonna hear that thing. You're gonna hear that Lakers and Knicks thing for the rest of the offseason be about everybody. Every player is going to be rumored to, Jimmy Butler. You know who else? LaMarcus Aldridge. You know who else? Paul Gasol. Like, everybody is going to be linked to that Lakers Knicks thing because there's this undying need for those teams to be good. Like, I don't care. Be bad. If you don't know how to handle your stuff, be bad. Whatever. Speaking, by the way, and we'll talk about this here in a minute, the NBA draft lottery is happening tomorrow as well. So we'll talk about that, and I'll give you guys the percentages of your, if maybe your